sometimes Mr. Akeland can be deceiving, okay, audience. Now, this is my grandfather, got my grandma right here behind me. My grandmother that raised me was raised in a palmetto house. This is they people right here. These are my family. I saw the picture over there with the painting that was done prior to Bushnell. I saw it on the Oklahoma little page. Some of my members had called me when they said, do you know the picture of the village in Bonfaka is in Oklahoma? Well, Oklahoma don't even know who we are or where we at. And don't care nothing about if we survive or not. So it was so funny when he made the recording. He said, oh, this come from somewhere in Louisiana. And this must be our ancestors. Who he was talking about, Tanyama and over there. So if Tanyama is your ancestor, then that means I must be kin to you.
Well, you know, we wouldn't even have those pictures if the U.S. government had not sent this guy down
Come on now.
in 1909 or 1910, something like that, to take that picture, to record the last of the Choctaws. Because, you know, they not only removed the Choctaws in the 1830s from
They
the
came
map,
back for us
but
again.
they came back. Yeah, they
that's
came
right.
back because why? To get the timber.
All right. So
They
you see,
needed to bring that railroad through.
now when you're on the timber,
1908.
now we back to Podavant.
To what?
Podavant. The
Yeah.
Podavant family.
Well, I don't know exactly all
Well,
the names.
I'll name the names, but
They were the
yeah.
big corporations from up north that came in, cut 95% of all the cypress in the Manchac Swamp of the virgin pine tree. I saw in Kill, Mississippi in the 1940s when they were cutting the last of the virgin pine forest over there. I counted the rings.
That's after they had.
And they were 2,000 years
That's after
old.
they had done cut.
You know,
In
sad.
Greenville, as they want to call it, all along that area was forest. A beautiful forest was here. So some may call them a carpetbagger in history. Some people don't. The younger generation don't even know what a carpetbagger is. What became carpetbaggers?
That's it.
The carpetbaggers came in, and we gotta, these names. I didn't give these names. These names are documented in history. Okay, just so happened I grew up in a family that was also telling me who took our stuff. So the carpetbaggers come in, and what people don't understand, the reason they came in is because the United States was broke, and the wealth was down here. The wealth was in those trees.
Yeah.
The wealth was in the tar. The wealth was in the pine sap, that they really wanted.
And
the
then
wealth
they
was
had
in the
insult
salt.
to injury. After they clear cut the forest and cleared out, they came back to get the stumps
That's
out of
correct.
the ground. They dynamited some, they dug most
So
of
they
them
could
out.
get the fat ladder.
Yeah, exactly. And left big holes filled with water. Mosquitoes breed. Now we spray poison at night to kill the mosquitoes. Yeah.
So what happened to them? So did America kill all of us, hide all of us? What is the story? We live here, but we don't get to talk for ourselves. My history go back, and I saw everyone that been writing these histories. None of them history intertwines with our history. But this is where the trends start getting. It's getting confusing with too many stories, and none of them is going to our side. That have been the problem
Oh, yeah.
all along.
Yeah.
Someone else telling our story. They see people of color, they look for slaves. That's junk passed down through the history they taught. My people was building schooners and ships. See that schooner over there? Snook brought this out. Nobody had this ship till Snook brought it out, and we let them use it for documentaries. I saw a book the other day, me and Doreen. Got this in there to my Salmon shipyard. This ain't no Salmon shipyard. And this is not on no Bonfaka. So, my grandfather had a big shipyard right there in Madisonville and Mandeville. Let me tell you something. Stop making the Indians look like there was some people running around, hooping and hollering. Someone was trying to wipe us out. And they used local people who were not part of the tribe. You do research, you see it was more Indians and free people of color than it was of Europeans or whites. Why does the treaty say red man? Not pink, red. We have red pigments in our skin. brown is considered like the penny. You know, and I don't care about one red penny. Y'all remember that old saying people used to say? What color is a penny? Copper colored. And the copper changes based on the elements that it's in. They can be darker, but it's still copper. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And even the lightest of copper is still not going to give you white. And if a person of color say they're Indian, they want to tell us we fake and go back to Africa. I don't know nothing about no Africa. I know about these grounds. And that's the history have to be corrected in the school system throughout America, because the same elected officials are in office, learned this lie that the teacher taught. Y'all read the book, The Lie My Teacher Told Me? Y'all read that book? You need to get that book. The Lies My Teacher Told Me. Well, the lies the teacher done told the students done took that into legislative office, and they making laws based off lies that their teacher told them. They need to go down to archives. Am I correct on that? They go in the archive, they'll find some real history. It's there. They just too lazy to go get it. Or they don't know, as you just said, what to go get. They know about me.
Well, why didn't they
I'm the wrong
contact you
color.
then?
How many Indians y'all see look like this? How many Indians you see running around the United States looking like this? Right now. And that's the truth. And that's what need to come out. Indians that look like me and my family, nobody know about us. Why? You cannot go in the archives. I know you've done it. You can't go in the archives without getting the Indian dark. Am I right about that?
That's right.
And yes, it does hurt my people. Because then they start to take in my history, sending it to all of them. And I want that corrected before I die.
Well, how do you correct it?
Tell the truth like you're doing right now.
Okay.
They never thought, though, Chief Warhorse would grow up, this little Indian, with this big mouth. America didn't see it coming. And became an international civil rights leader that could speak for her people and be heard around the country. Isn't that amazing? It's time for healing. I think the community needs healing, and we may research in different directions for different purposes, but the bottom line, we all say we're doing it to bring better information to the community.